And also your personal packaging is very important, which is even more critical for your, most of you, your interviews most likely will be tomorrow, except for him. So it's very important that you prepare yourself, you groom yourself very well. Ask yourself, assuming I'm the CEO of a company and I come dressed as I am, will I employ myself? That's a key question you must ask yourself. Because if you don't get that right, first impression is actually very, very critical. There was a young man that came for an interview. Important that you learn what it takes to create the first, very good first impression, so that you can advance your opportunity when you go out there to get a job. And secondly too, so most of you will be asking for different amount of salary. You need to be very clear about it's a give and take thing. If you're asking for 10,000, this is the value I'm going to add to your organization. If you're asking for 50,000, this is the value I'm going to add to your organization. In most cases, it's actually not the salary that actually matters. It's about what value can you come in. The person that you think his limit is about 50,000 might be willing to pay you 150,000. If you tell him that in the next 6 months, this is how I'm going to increase your revenue from 1,000 to 200,000. But if you just come to say, how much will I pay? Do you want? Okay, pay me 100,000. Why should I pay you 100,000? And you can't give cogent reasons why somebody should pay you 100,000. The value you want to give into the person, for the person to pay you 100,000. Why would the person want to pay you? And also one of the most important area too is you also need to understand the importance of non-verbal body language communication. There's nothing as important during an interview as maintaining eye contact. If somebody is interviewing and you are looking at the floor, it means that either you are too shy or you are not sure. Somebody is interviewing you and you are looking at the sky, it means you are trying to lie, come up with a lie. We do it when people are talking to us and they are making just this non-verbal communication without even knowing that we are actually passing body language that is trying to negate what we are trying to communicate. So it's important for each and every one of you to give yourself the best opportunity to get the job. Don't just come out there and feel that, okay, because I've shown up, that this job will come to me. In Nigeria, we currently have more than 50 million people looking for a job every day. So it's for you now to give yourself the best opportunity by ensuring that as I'm coming into this job, as I have gotten this opportunity, at least luckily I've scaled the first phase. I'm going to the second phase. At least let me give myself the best opportunity of doing the best at this job. And most importantly too, know the basics of the work you are applying for. Assuming somebody now say, okay, you are coming in as a medical sales rep, for instance. What are the roles of a medical sales representative? You must be able to say, if medical representative works with a doctor by ABCD, a medical representative makes clinical presentation, and to make a clinical presentation, these are the steps of running a clinical presentation. I actually love what the presentation you did, which is why your own interview was a bit short, because he went straight to how medical devices worked. Explain if he's coming into a hospital to market the particular medical device, the consideration he will take into place, the number of bed space they have, the size of the hospital. That this kind of unit is not just what you come to market to a doctor. That you need to understand the hospital very well. So that if somebody is going to employ him, the person is okay. I know that if he's going to a hospital, he already knows the key criteria to look out for before marketing to these people. Because the unit he will be, if he's, I pray that he's successful in the next interview, is something that is used majorly in maternity hospitals. So if he understands that, from my interaction with him, I think he understands it. It means that he knows that it's not our hospital he sees that he walks into to start to market his product. So that gives him a leg up in the interview process. So that somebody doesn't now need to come and tell him, okay, so we've employed you. This category of hospital, you go to them. These ones, you don't go to them. Because before even coming for the job, he already knows these are the requirements of getting to the job. And also beware of the laziness mentality that is dominant in most people. Most people say, is it not just this small question that I missed? We should be able to overlook it. Don't allow laziness factor of little area of just extra study that would have helped you to overcome something. Would have sorted that out for you. Say, okay, they should at least overlook it. So for each and every one of you, especially those of you guys that are getting the job for the first time, I will advise, find out somebody who is already doing something in the area you want to come into, and ask them, how do somebody become successful in this area? Not just themselves, all of you. When you get to the job, at least you know that you have given yourself the best shot. Even if this one doesn't work out, at least you know that when you are going for the next one, you already have an edge over others. You already know, okay, you can now maybe as you go to the interview, you can say, okay, these are the areas I got it right, these are the areas I didn't get it right. So when you're not preparing for the next one, you already know the areas you missed it and the areas you got it right. For instance, I have this challenge with, so he's a pharmacist, and I have this challenge with pharmacists that they feel that because they've graduated, they don't need to read anymore. And that limits the knowledge that they come presenting to the employer. And because it's a delicate industry, because one silly mistake can cost life, most people don't want to take chances with that. Now, for me, I tend to be a bit harsher in my interview with pharmacists because I know they deal with life. For him, he might make a mistake with a therapy unit. It doesn't make so much difference. But if he makes a difference, a small mistake in the area he's going to operate in, it can cost life. So I ensure that it's only the people who understand the basics of pharmaceutics, their clinical pharmacy, and everything that those are the people that we should please to send out to our clients. So I don't want you guys to go tomorrow and just step in without doing any background work on yourself. Work on yourself, ensure that you are ready for the job, so that when you meet the MD of the company and their interview team, at least you impress them enough for them to know that this person deserves a chance